Hi, welcome to this video on report transpose. In this video, we're going to look at how to transpose our reports. We'll look at two approaches. The first approach will be how to transpose the report without any link to the original version, which is the non-linked report transpose. Then we'll look at the linked report transpose, whereby you transpose a particular report and there is still a link between the original report and the transposed version, which means whatever you do to the original report will be reflected in the transposed version. Now, basically, what is transposing? Transposing simply means preparing a report in such a way that the original row and column reverses, which means if you have a 5x4, 5-column and 4-row report, by the time you transpose the report, it's going to be 4 columns and 5 rows. Now, let's look at how the basic reports are transposed. Now, we have these details here. Let's demonstrate this by just using that figures 2, 3, and 4. Now, this report is on one row and it's occupying 4 columns, which is, if I say number of rows for this report is 1, to occupy 1 row, and the number of columns this is occupying is 4. So I have this report on 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns and 1 row. So if I transpose this, it will now be 4 rows and 1 column. So this is the transpose, this is the original. Now let's transpose this and see how it goes. You want to transpose it, take copy. Now you move to where you want to transpose to. Let's assume I'm transposing it to this particular place. I'll take Alt-H-V-T, which puts the report this way. Now this is the transposed version. This is the original version. You cannot see the transposed version now have 1 column and 4 rows. So each time you transpose, your columns and rows are being interchanged. Now let's look at how that is done in a full report. So let me delete this. Okay. Fine. So I'm transposing this report. First, I highlight the whole of the report. I take my Ctrl+C and now move to where I want the transposed version to go in. I click on paste under this. I click on paste. Now on the paste, I'll see the last thing there is paste special. I click on paste special and then I say transpose. Now I click on transpose and I take OK. Now this report has been transposed. You cannot see that the region that were on the row, they are now occupying a column, while the figures that were in a column, which is Africa, Asia, and European region, are now occupying a row. Now this is the simple transpose or the non-linked transpose. If I alter anything here, let's assume I change this 800 to 700. See, only this will change it. There's no relationship with the transpose version. That means there is no link to connect the two. Now, let me delete this and prepare another version. So I'm taking the whole data. I'm going to say Ctrl+C. I'm transposing it again. I want to place it here, somewhere here. Now click on paste. If you're using 2016, you will see an icon here called Transpose with T. Now you can either go down to this place, paste special and take transpose, or just select this icon and click and your report is already transposed. Now let's look at the shortcut key to transpose this. I'm going to delete this. Whatever done, okay. I'm going to delete this. So let me delete the whole of this report and I come back to this. So I highlight the whole of this, I say copy and I go to wherever I want to paste it in and I take Alt-H-V-T. Alt-H-V-T. So Alt-H-V-T is the shortcut for data or report transpose. So I just copy it down to where I want and I take Alt-H-V-T. Now all this we've done, they are non-linked transpose approach, which means whatever I do here has no relationship with this. Now let's go to a situation where we have this data linked, that whatever I'm going to alter here will also be altered in this place. So the first thing we need to do first, I've mentioned that the number of rows changes. So I have this report, I have here number of rows. Let me say my rows here. How many rows do I have on this report? There are 4 rows. And how many columns do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have 5 columns. So if I transpose this report, I'm going to get 5 rows and 4 columns. So what I do is I highlight according to the new transpose report. So I'm going to highlight 5 rows. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. That's 5 rows and 4 columns. I'm on column 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the new transpose version. It's going to be 5 rows and 4 columns. So I type equal to, I type transpose. Transpose is a function. I take my tab, open up the bracket, and it's asking me for the array. So I come here and highlight the whole of this. That's what I'm going to transpose. And I take Control Shift Enter. That's how we enter array formulas. So I'm going to take Control Shift and Enter. Now this is the linked transpose. If I have here to change this to say 700, watch what's going to happen to this 800 here. It changes to 700. If I change this to say 450, this also changes. So this is the linked formula approach to transposing data. That's how to transpose data. So what you actually do depends on whether you just want a simple transpose. If it's a perpetual thing that you need, you can do the formula linked so that each time you update the original version, your transpose version will be updated. Thank you very much for listening. In other videos, we'll see much more of what Excel can do. Bye-bye.